my committee, I shout out Cajun, Sherry, Robin, Miss Pritz, and all my volunteers. I got to give them much love and honor because those ladies keep my shoulders up. It is very hard out here. You deal with a lot of people. You deal with a lot of people that want things right now. There is no wait. There is no patience. It's like right now. But it is a lot because I'm working with the city. I'm working with Harley. I'm working with different people. So it is a lot. But what I do with everything is I try to keep my mind focused and I try to do one thing at a time. For many years, I did the ride by myself. I have an issue with trust. I'm learning how to trust, and that's something that I have to learn as a young lady and as a person. And God has to deal with me in those areas of learning how to trust. So
Mm-hmm.
for a long time, that's why I did not have a committee because people change. But I can honestly say I truly love my committee. They have shown themselves proven and I trust them. So
Mm-hmm.
now that I trust them, I can give responsibility to them and know that they're going to come through. So to have an event this big, normally I start planning a year ahead. What that does is that takes some of that pressure off. So right
Mm-hmm.
about now, actually, we should be ready for the shirts for next year, getting ready for registration. No. Due to the due to the pandemic, we still shipping stuff. I mean, we
Yeah.
just really behind right now, but it does. It's part of the beast. It's
It
part of the
is.
beast. I think that when we're planning rides and we're doing different events, a lot of times we want to do things because we see other people do them. And then we come up with this great idea. We just wake up out of bed. Oh, you know what? I want to host a ride for my city because they're doing one in their city. But it's not always about that because you have to learn. And as people, we have to sit and learn and watch how to do things. I didn't just wake up and say, I'm going to do this. I did a ride with 7 women, but my passion was there and my heart was there for unity. And then I started watching people that was doing it and looking how they do it. What are they putting on Instagram? What are they putting on Facebook? How they Eventbrite look? And it's okay to find people to learn from so that
Mm-hmm.
you can be successful. But everybody sometimes want to do things and it comes with a lot. And what I found out about hosting an event and doing anything that you do is not about starting so much as it is maintaining.
Right.
Anybody can start anything, but holding it together and maintaining is where the lead work comes in.
Absolutely. Absolutely. That's
You
a
have to
mouthful.
stay, yeah, and you have to stay neutral. You really have to stay neutral in the MC culture in the world that we live in. There's a lot of clicks. There's a lot of,
Yes.
you don't like her and you don't like him and you can't speak to her. No, I'm grown. I'm grown. I pay my own bills. I'm gonna speak to who I want to speak to, right? So, but we have to stay neutral when we're hosting an events, and you have to protect your ears, your attitude, and your response. Because
Mm-hmm.
out here, of course, there's a lot. A lot of people have a lot of things to say, and it can get to you, and you want to react. But when you're in certain positions, you have to remember where you are, and you just have to
Mm-hmm.
remain quiet. And eventually, the noise will fall off. People only get attention when they get noise attracted. So when you don't pay people attention, at some point they'll be quiet.
Absolutely. So obviously we just heard you have a lot of passion for what you do. You know, what inspires you to give back to the community?
Oh, I don't like division. I don't like division. I don't like evilness, hatred. Dealing with depression for a long time in my life. I know how it feel to like be by myself, like not have no one that I could reach out and love on. So
Mm-hmm.
my passion is just to have people love on each other. So during the event, like even this year, going through the stress, to see all the ladies love and laugh, that means everything. So the hard work pays off. It's not even for me when I'm at the event. I'm really not at the event. My
Mm-hmm.
headspace is everywhere, so I really can't enjoy it. But it's okay because I do it for them. So when I'm doing it for the community and I'm doing it for people, it's because I want to see the love. I want to see them happy. So that's that. And every time somebody come, I have a lot of new riders. They'll meet a new friend. They'll meet someone they never met before. So to me, that's what when we're hosting an events and doing things, that's what it should be about. Is to unite somebody with somebody they have never seen before,
Mm-hmm.
or an experience they have never gotten before. And it's
Absolutely.
work. You can best believe that.
Yes, indeed. Yes,
Between,
indeed.
I think between probably October and the ride is normally April, May, June. So between October and June, I'm swamped. I work 8:30 to 5. And when I get off, I'm working on bike stuff. So that's why I have to protect my energy and protect my life because I have so much going on. Then
Mm-hmm.
I got to get on the road. I got to
Of
get on.
course.
How can we promote what we're not doing? That's something I don't
Yes.
understand. If you're hosting a ride, right, and you're never going nowhere, then how can you promote what you don't do? So that's kind of like if I'm a hairdresser and you always see my hair messed up and I never get my hair done, but I want you to come and get your hair done. How is that balance? So we got to be able to not just say, "Oh, I want to create a ride and wake up this morning and do it." I got to do what I believe so I could do it.
Mm-hmm.
So I make time to ride every Friday. I'm gone.
All right. So when it comes to your new riders and everything, how do you actually work with them in your big groups, right? Do you put them in the front? What does that look like?
My new riders, y'all on Facebook Live, you're all gonna have to share. Oh, so the new riders, I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't, I don't do that. I really don't. I pray and I just be like, God, please let the ride be successful. That's all I can do because, um, I was a new rider at one.
Right.
I don't want to be put in the back, and neither do I. I don't want to be isolated because I'm new. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So when
Right.
people come to the ride, the ride is escorted by JSO. That's the police. They shut down the city beautifully. So a new rider that comes to the Jacksonville all female ride, they'll feel comfortable. They'll
Mm-hmm.
feel comfortable wherever they are. So the goal is not to isolate them and make them feel different because they're a new rider. We don't want that. But most of the experiences and the testimonies I've been reading lately, definitely this last ride, we had a lot of new first time riders. And
Good.
all of them, they shared their testimonies. I had one girl went down before, said she would never ride again. She rode. But I think the difference is again is paying for the police to shut down the city to put the ride at an easy flow. So therefore, if a new ride is there, all she got to do is just ride. What I do ask people though, when you come into the ride, if you're scared, if you're timid, if you're nervous, if you have those type of things in your stomach, you got those bubbly bees, don't come.
Mm.
Or come and get in the car. Or come and sit. But don't put another biker in front of you or behind you in jeopardy because you have a sense of fear. So I will ask a first time rider if they tell me to just make sure, because I had somebody ask me, well, how do you think I'm gonna be okay? I can't tell you that you're gonna be okay. I can't tell you that. You have to know in your gut that I'm gonna be okay. But if you
Mm-hmm.
feel that you're not for the safety of others, then don't ride and just come fellowship.
Right. So do you like riding with people or solo? What is that like?
um, I don't care. I don't care if I ride with people or ride solo. I prefer solo. But let me tell you why. I prefer riding solo only because I know my limitations. If
Right.
I'm going to Texas, I'm going to be to Texas today.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to be Texas tomorrow. So, but that's me. I know my mindset. If I leave out here at 4 or 5, I will be in Houston tonight. But that's how I move. I don't, when I take time off from work, I don't take 4 and 5 days to get to one place when I should be there at one time. But that, and now that's why I like to ride by myself, is just because of the sake of days off and time. So when
Mm-hmm.
I'm off on Thursday and Fridays, like when I went to California, it should take you 2.5 days to get to Cali if you do it right. So I reached out to some of my next level buddies and Breed, those two I support. They help me out. They're my little brothers. They explained to me, okay, this is what you do, this is what you do, this is how you do it, and this is how you should get here. You could do it, Jen. All right, cool. And I did it. But if I were to roll with a few people, everybody may not feel like riding 2.5 days.
Yep.
And I understand that. That's okay. So being able to be in the MC world and do both, you have to have balance. So there's some places me and my homegirl's gonna go, and there's some places that I'm gonna go. That's how we're gonna do that. I don't want to spoil your trip, and I don't want you to spoil mine. One thing about the road is it can divide some friendship. What
Mm,
about being on these highways and byways? You thought you was cool until you took that trip. And then after you take the trip, don't know about talk no more. But
mm-hmm.
those are things that we need to talk about before we get on the highway. What is your limitations? How far can you drive? How long can you stay up? How many breaks you need? I popped some sunflower seeds in water and I'm gone for 18 hours. But that's how I move. I can't keep stopping and calling boo things, drinking coffees. I got to use the bathroom. Girl, we be done made a whole week vacation. No, ma'am.
All in boot thing.
Right. No, because when you take a trip that's supposed to be a certain amount of days and time, and you take it too far out, the joy is gone.
Yes.
So I have no problem riding with people, but there are just certain places I'm gonna do. Like when I go to Alaska next year, if they open back Canada, it's me and one person because that has to be a trip where we have to push it.
Mm-hmm.
We can't make that 10 days, but that's how
Right.
I.
Okay.
I don't want my
So
I don't want my journey to be rushed, or I don't want my journey to be disappointed. So again, that goes back to knowing who you ride with, knowing
Mhm.
their limitations, their expectations. Then you have a lot of times, and we talk about this at different rides and different lunches and different things that we have. People want to ride, but they don't want to be truthful with where they are. They want to
mm-hmm.
jump on the ride and say, "Girl, I can go to New York with you," and then as soon as we get to North Carolina, girl, I'm tired. You got to be real with where you are because being on that highway is no joke.
Right.
Right. That's absolutely right. So Jessica, I'm going to switch it up a little bit. We haven't talked too much since you've been on the line. So where are some of the rides that you've gone?
Oh wow. Some of the rides that I have gone, I know the farthest I have rode, which is probably not much to some people, but it was a lot to me.
That's all.
I rode to by myself on my little sports bike. But I always try to set goals for myself and when
Mhm.
it comes to riding because I do want to ride to Florida one day. I keep saying every year, Jen, and I'm coming to the female all ride. I keep every single year, and always something always comes up. And I say, you know what? In 2021, regardless of what happened, I am going down to Florida and I'm gonna be a part of that all female ride.
Thank you.
The pictures and the videos I've seen from every year, y'all, it's like y'all have so much fun,
We do.
so much.
Absolutely. All
But yeah,
right, Jen. So you've heard it. Me and Jessica, we're going down there.
You coming? Y'all ain't coming. Y'all
I'm
places.
playing. I don't have time to be making plans and not following through.
You'll
Absolutely.
have fun. You'll have fun. You'll have fun. Every year is fun. I just love to see. I love to see like it's like a reunion to me. It's not
Yeah,
just a ride. It's just be like just a reunion that we all get to see each other again.
absolutely. Jessica, did I cut you off? Are you saying something? I'm sorry.
She cute.
no, you good, you good.
Okay.
Now I do have a question for you, SV, since you want to, ask what
Right.
what are some trips you've been on, the furthest you ever rode?
So I rode from Wilmington, North Carolina to LA. So
Wow.
th- this was on Raven, who's now in a hospital right now. Raven's my little sport bike, R1 Yamaha 2009. So I started out solo in Wilmington and I ended up in Flagstaff a couple days later by myself. So, and then after that, I waited for everyone else and then we rode the rest of the way to LA. So it's,
Wow.
it's been a little bit of a ride. So I
That was a beautiful ride to LA, wasn't it?
It absolutely was. When you get to like Oklahoma area and then out west a little bit more, it's absolutely gorgeous to go riding through the mountains and everything. It's beautiful. I would love to kind of go up to like Utah, some of those places.
Mhm.
You've been someplace where I haven't gone just yet. The Grand Canyon, I believe.
Girl, I'm so tired.
Wait,
You see this?
what?
You see this little hickey right here? I'm gonna let y'all see. I got that thing right there going cross country. That thing gonna build me the rest of my life, man. Man. So when I went to Cali, it was cool. So when
Hmm.
people say your bike like be tilting to the side, I used to be like, man, what they talking about? Oh, you be riding sideways. It's real. And so when I did that, I went to Grand Canyon, Hoover Dam, and I was just exhausted because I thought
Hmm.
you could just get there right off the highway. Oh no, you got to
Yeah.
get off and ride a whole. I was like, was like, then the storm was coming. I just was like, but it was beautiful. I would
Absolutely.
trade it for the world. The only place I really want to go back to is Canada. And when I go back to Canada, hopefully they open it up next year. I want to go back to Canada because it was just so different. Just the air. I mean, it just smelled. It's just a whole different period. It's like
Mhm.
it's just a whole nother earth, you know. So I am gonna do that again next year. And I say I'm going to take my time. When I say take my time, stay up there maybe 3 or 4 days and then come home.
Awesome. Awesome. I love it. So you do a lot of things by yourself. I've done a lot of things by myself. Jessica, I know we're going to go down to Florida next year, maybe by ourselves, whatever the case may be. But one thing that I always believe in is insurance, life insurance. So Tigger, tell me about that. What's your thoughts on this?
Life insurance. Oh, that's a must. Um, I think something that irritates me or bothers me is why we don't have life insurance. How and I just don't know the makeup and the mindset. If you have a motorcycle, you're willing to put music on it, you're willing to have rims, you want to be the big dog, but you don't have life insurance. That to me, it's like a level of maturity there.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's just like living in the house and you didn't pay your light bill, but your cell phone on, and you sitting in the dark. So there's just certain things I think that just come with life that somebody should not have to tell you. If you're even before I had a motorcycle, I had life insurance,
Mm-hmm.
and I have life insurance because it's not about me; it's about my children. It's about the people that I love. Ain't nowhere in the world I'm gonna be riding, having fun, going to California, riding cross country, and something happened to me, and my son got to put up a GoFundMe. Never,
Mm-hmm.
never, because that shouldn't be left on my children. I love them enough to pay $20. We waste that on lashes, nails, toe. It costs about $40 to get a good pedicure nowadays if you're gonna get the rocks and all that. So if you get a pedicure once a month, you tell me you can't have life insurance.
Right.
I really truly I have an issue with that. I really think we have to do better as people. Um, it really does bother me, and I know this may touch wrong, but it does bother me to see us riding motorcycles and then have to turn around and do a GoFundMe. I
Mm-hmm.
really feel that if you are willing to ride a motorcycle, put music costs anywhere between $2,000 and $3,000. A front rim and a back rim, you're looking at 5,000 or more. You working on your engine to get it faster. You're probably looking at another 10,000. So again, $20 to $25 for life insurance so that your wife and your husband and your children can bury you the way you deserve and not have to depend on social media monies. That's just like sometimes when we go on these trips, we're asking people to fund our trips. It took me almost 3 years, 3 to 4 years to go to California. You know why? Because I was a single mother and couldn't afford it. And that's factual. Everybody I talked to says you need $2,000, $3,000 set aside for a hotel and everything to get to Cali and be comfortable.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't have $2,000. I'm a single mom. I got bills to pay. But what I did, I saved. I started saving and saving and saving. And I said a year, I'm going to go cross country and I'm going to have the money that I need and not depend on people on Facebook to give me gas. If somebody want to give me gas, so be it. But that's where it comes back to being a responsible young lady is to handle your business. If your
Mm-hmm.
house is not handled and your bills are not paid and you don't have the things that you have, stay your behind home. But don't be going cross country on somebody else's dollar. So
I
I'm
hear you.
finna stop. But that's just keeping it real. Let's get back to the basics and take care of your house and take care of you and your children, right? You shouldn't be running up and down the road and then your light bill is about to be cut off when you get back. Let's take care of home. And there's no reason that we shouldn't have life insurance. There's a young lady, Snowman wife Angie. Her name is Angie. She's out of Atlanta. She sells Prime America. I mean, there's so many people that you can get life insurance from. And another thing, since we're talking about life insurance, just tell me to shut up when you're ready. Um, you also don't want to depend on life insurance from the job.
Right.
Because when you leave your job, guess what? The life insurance is
Oh,
gone.
yep.
So I have multiple policies.
Mm-hmm.
And my kids have the numbers to all of them and what to do. They all got an individual text, even my ex-husband, because it's something and about two of my best friends and a committee member. And anyway,
Holy smokes, you covered that.
so if something happens to me, then they know how to contact USAA. They know how to contact these people and say, hey, she just passed away. I even told my kids, and most people don't know, you need at least 4 to 5 death certificates.
Mm-hmm.
I even got the number in the text to the health department so my son can get the 4 or 5 death certificates that he needs to get. Again, these are things that we have to prepare when we on this road. Before we go on the road, I want to take 500 pictures and be cute. Hey, I'm by the state sign and I ain't got no life insurance. Something wrong with that. Something's wrong with that. See, y'all laughing, but I'm serious. But I
No,
can tell
you
you,
have a point.
You're absolutely right. You are
my
absolutely
three
right.
children would not have to ask anybody for money when it's time
Mm-hmm.
to lay me to rest. They
Right.
have enough policies out there to take care of themselves. I can promise you. It won't be no GoFundMe on there. It won't be nobody asking for nothing. Matter of fact, I even told my kids, when I pass away, don't go posting because I don't need all that RIP. I love you. Have no, you ain't like me then. Don't even log into Facebook, please. Take
Mm-hmm.
care, take care of y'all. Go spend your money. I even told the children, don't put me in the ground because I don't want to be under that dirt. No, I don't want to be under. I want the ashes, and I told them put them over the river. They know
Oh,
what to do. It's just down to the T. But that's what we have to do as bikers. You have to plan, just like we plan for life, how we plan to go cross country and we made this plan all year. You have to plan for death.
absolutely.
Death is coming, right? So if all you did was plan for life and you didn't plan for death, you ain't got no life insurance, you don't know what to do. I mean, we do that. We out here riding across the world and ain't taking care of home.
Mm-hmm.
I don't get that, but that's just me. That's part of maturity. And along with insurance, in the state of Florida, you don't have to have motorcycle insurance. But there's a
Hmm.
lot of people who don't have motorcycle insurance, right? Because it's not required. There's a lot of people who don't wear a helmet because it's not required. But for me, I'm going to do what I'm supposed to do because it's required for me. I got to have auto insurance on my vehicles because
Mm-hmm.
it's something happened. Again, that's responsibility. So we get so relaxed into the fun of the motorcycle lean, but we forget the responsibility that it takes to be a biker. So I'm gonna be quiet.
All right. Well, we're gonna transition on, but I mean that's good stuff. I think that's real talk when it comes to insurance. You know, it's one thing to be able to live and love and go out and do everything you got to do, but when it comes down to the the worst happens, you want to be prepared at all. You want everyone around you to be prepared, and not kind of scramble trying to figure out, well, what happens next? What I do next? Was I prepared this? Did I have this? No, I mean it's
And
all
how,
valid points, and I
and
think
how do
that's
you
something that's underlooked sometimes.
right? And how do you think your children feel? I know definitely my kids. My mom wave across the country, and they always say, my mom out there. And then something happened to me, and my son say, well, I don't even know what to do because my mama didn't tell me. That's not fair for the children.
Yeah. I
It's
think
not.
the hard part is that if it's already a difficult situation, there's nothing worse than actually knowing someone's in trouble and you can't get to them. You
Yeah.
know, a loved one that you can't get to. Not only that is that an issue, but then you have the rest of it that goes along with it. So being prepared is obviously a huge thing that everyone needs to be
Yeah.
on the same page about whenever you're traveling, whenever you're moving about, so
Yeah.
that you can kind of have a safer ride and just a more peaceful mindset,
Right.
and just be able to enjoy that part.
and how you talked about how I ride solo. I never worry about riding solo simply because, like you say, the life insurance. I know if I don't come home,
Mm-hmm.
my children are a-okay. When I leave this house, no matter if it's the Walmart or wherever, I know my kids are safe. And as a mother, that's my responsibility. I know that they got some money, all of them. They get all now what they do with it, that's on them. But all of them have money to enjoy and to bear me well in the ashes, not in the dirt.
Right. in
I'm
ashes.
not
Okay.
going out of that dirt. I ain't going out of that dirt for nobody. I told my son, burn me up and then shoo, throw me over the river. I ain't going out
We,
of that dirt.
we're not gonna do that to you.
We ain't gonna do the dirt. I even
Dirt.
told my son that he could put the ashes in the refrigerator in the little thing they got at the little place, but don't put me under that dirt.
Your son ain't doing that.
It's
We're
cold
not gonna
under
let your
there.
son do all that. Stop playing.
Well, y'all, wait. I gotta ask y'all, where are you going? Did you decide to go in the cast, or are you gonna go with some ashes too?
Oh, I haven't decided that part. I'm gonna tell you now. I mean, I can appreciate the thought of being scattered about, in the ocean, because that's what I love, but at the same time, I don't know. I'm up in the air about that one. I haven't
Where you
planned that
going?
far. Jessica?
Well, I want to be cremated. I want
Okay.
to be cremated, and I want some of my ashes to go over the oceans. And then
Um,
my mom, if she's still living, I said I want you to keep some of my ashes, but she said she's not going to keep any of my ashes. But
that what Mama say?
that's what Mama said. She ain't gonna keep none of my ashes. I'm gonna make some ashes somewhere of me.
Hey,
She ain't gonna have you sleeping under her bed.
what
No.
if ashes come alive when we sleep and they start jumping out the little thing and walking on the bed and stuff?
See, Jen, this whole conversation just went straight left.
Okay,
Nah.
okay.
Let's just transition on to something else. So as far as this, you move about a lot, but how do you do it? How do you network? Right? What are some of your resources in the motorcycle community?
Oh, networking. I know some of everybody. I love people though. Like I have a lot of high energy. I just love people. So it's easy for me to network. It's easy to network when you're friendly. It's easy
Right.
to network when you have a welcoming vibe. So that's kind of how I network. I walk up to anybody, my committee member, I tell you, my kids will tell you, I'm like, hey, how you doing? What's your name? I'm Tiggle. You know, so I'm just, I don't know. It's easy for me to network in the biker community because that's who I am. I'm not
Right.
stuck up. I'm not arrogant. I'm not walking around mean mugging. We wonder why we don't have association, but don't nobody want to talk to you if you don't have a welcoming spirit. Don't want nobody want to talk to you if your face always frowned up. Don't nobody want to talk to you if you think you all that. So it's easy for me to network because I'm just Jen, but I have always been that way.
Mm-hmm.
I've always been the person in high school that had a whole lot of friends. I'm just cool like that. Like I don't want no mess. I don't want no drama. I'm just cool with people. And I think that's how in the biker community, if we just stay neutral, again, I always talk about that, staying neutral, thinking for yourself, moving for yourself, staying out the cliques. If they don't like somebody, then be a leader. To me, a follower is somebody that always got the like you can't persuade me. I'm just not that chick. If you tell me you don't like her, I promise you they ain't got nothing to do with me. That's
Right.
you and her. If I don't like you, if I don't deal with you, or you have done something, you trust me, you did it to me. I've never been a follower and I never will. So you can't tell me or convince me not to deal with people because you don't. That's just not how I move. So if you have an issue with somebody, then go deal with that. But I'm gonna speak to both of y'all.
Right.
That's that. It's easy for me to network because and then I think the more we network in the MC community, when we travel, it's very rare you're gonna have to pay to stay somewhere because your
Mm-hmm.
rapport is good with people. So when you come across country or when you coming to Canada, when you coming to Texas or wherever, people got you. I got you, sis. I got you. Where you at? I got you. I got you.
Right.
And that's because you have laid the seeds of positivity and you have been consistent in who you are. What we do a lot of times as people, we're not consistent with ourselves. We're not consistent with who we're trying to be. So how in the world can you be consistent in a friendship or association or meeting people? You're not consistent with yourself.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't have no problem with networking. I don't have no problem with cutting you off either.
Oh Lord. Okay. All right then. We're gonna move on to something else. I'm gonna cut you off. Huh. So so what do you think when it comes to unity in the community? When it comes to female organized bike events?
Mm. So we're gonna go back to the same thing what I just told you as far as being positive and being friendly.
Mm-hmm.
If you're hosting an event, no matter if it's a motorcycle event, a ride, or whatever you're doing, you got to keep it business. Keeping it business is just like when you go to work on a business, your customer service have to be up, right? You have to always be pleasant to the member. You have to always speak positive. You got to move your personal feelings out the way. So I think as being a ride organizing a ride or somebody else that's planning on organizing a ride in the female community, you got to do as best as you can to stay neutral. You got to,
Mm-hmm.
and it's hard. it is hard because you get a lot of negativity and you get a lot of he say, she say. You hear so much stuff and people take things the wrong way. Like say for instance, somebody can't take a picture with you. Now they go tell 10 people about you, or they didn't like the food. Now they go tell 20 people, and it's a lot. I'm telling you, and you have to stay focused and keep a good headspace and stay out the rut rap.
Mm-hmm.
So is it easy? It's not easy, but you have to control your thoughts and control your mind and command your atmosphere. Period. Like I'm so focused on trying to just stay focused on God and my environment, and I ask God to just show me my environment. So those that are planning rides and planning events, they have to ask God to show them the people on the committee, show them the people that He wants you to work with so He can put the right people in position and in place for you. And you also have to be careful with doing events with friends and people that you love, because sometimes friendship don't know how to separate business. It has to be business because at the end of the day, it's a business. We're doing a ride, but it's business. I don't need you to get caught up in friendship because then you're gonna want me to do something in a different way for you because you special. Mm-mm.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna keep this business so that the vision can grow. So we have to learn how to separate our feelings. And if we can't separate our feelings, then 9 times out of 10, we probably gonna disconnect on certain things so we can keep the vision going. But
Right.
again, as I told you, it's always easy to start. It takes a beast to maintain.
Mm-hmm.
It's not easy to maintain. It's really not.
So where do you see this going? Right. You talk about vision. What about this vision for the Jacksonville all-female ride? Where's that going?
Oh, I have a bigger vision. I got some things I'm working on. I thought it would be 21. Looks like it might be 22. Then again, it's whatever he say. But I have some things on. I got some things in the works. It's always about getting bigger, getting better. I have learned to be careful of speaking until it's time to put it out. I get excited and I be wanting to share because I'm so excited. But sometimes you have to keep things under wrap until it comes. But I'm looking for definitely bigger, better, and different.
Right. Excellent. Excellent. I love it.
So what
So
do you do? Because I'm getting all the interview questions, but what about you? I mean, tell me about you. What are you doing? And tell me about your brand. I like to
uh,
hear about other people too.
you about to put me on the spot, but okay. So I have SportBike Chic, so that's a motorcycle apparel line for women. So it actually pairs up really great with a female ride because the goal and the inspiration was for really to me to get some gear, right? Some motorcycle gear for women very specifically, and not just there's some stuff that's out there, absolutely, but at the same time, what I noticed is that there was a gap in what's available for women with curves.
Mhm.
For larger sizes, just period. So I have certain things that we've been working on the last 3 years in order to really provide that service to our women riders. So we have our jeans that are lined with Kevlar, like 100% Kevlar, and they range from a size 0 up to a size 20. Right. And then our line, it grows based on feedback. It grows based on, the feedback I get from the lady that when I go to the trade shows or the IMS shows, and they're like, oh, I love this. Have you thought about this? Or I really need this. Not only does it come from my inspiration and my vision, as I ride and the things that I need, but also it was designed, with other women in mind. So that's how it really grows as well. So you'll see on the screen on that bottom piece, you'll see that it has like some of the things that we provide, like our tank purse, for instance, right? So if you have a motorcycle tank that is actually metallic or metal, then you can put this little magnetic purse on there, it sticks on, and everything's peeking, and it holds on really good. So you can check out some of the YouTube videos that have it on there.
I see
But
it
the
right
whole
here.
Absolutely. But the whole point about SportBike Chic is really about providing women with another option, right? I mean, women riders have been so underrepresented when it comes to the gear that's available to them that, we have almost about 20% of the US population when it comes down to motorcyclists. And if that's the case, we should really have more of a voice when it comes to the motorcycle gear that's available to us. So that's what I want to be able to do, is to fill that gap, to fill that hole, and really provide our ladies with, something that's stylish and cute, but still safe at the same time. I want everyone to get home safe so that ride, safety and the worst, they know they're protected. They can really just go out and enjoy themselves.
My phone is just doing everything.
I see that. What you doing over there, Jen?
I don't know. Wait a minute. It's doing something funky. Hold that thought. I'm sorry.
Oh goodness. I
I'm
like the earrings though. That's cute.
I'm sorry. It's doing some funky stuff.
It's all good. It's all
So
good.
somebody said here, what's the name of the site? And I'm sorry, pause break. Someone wanted to know what's the name of the site for the women's gear, so we could get that posted on the live link. I have a few people requiring about the jeans. Yeah, I need some jeans too.
Okay.
There
It's
you go.
it's www.sportbikechic.com.
All right, did y'all get that? www.
Sportbikechic in the .com.
Sheet.com, and I'll
Yeah,
post that when we get off the live, and
absolutely. And
and
we'll make sure it's in the link.
she'll post some samples.
Absolutely. I'm
You
sure
should come to the ride next year. When you come to the ride, please bring your brand.
absolutely.
Come on, yeah, bring it on.
That is something I would absolutely love to do. Again, it's just about getting that product out there, making sure our ladies have just another option.
Right.
And we'll definitely work with you on the sizes, because the sizes they're available for you. But depending on whatever size you wear, it may be like 1 or 2 small sizes smaller, which is really good because I actually like wearing a size smaller. So we'll work with
You
you.
gonna make me a little thick? I need a 0.
Wait, we got a 0. I will say that part. We have a 0. We didn't have it 6 months ago, but we got a 0.
-0.
Now hold on,
Oh,
Jen.
y'all little
We're
folks.
gonna figure something out and
I
work with
still
you.
shop in the junior section, but that's good though. As far as your gear, because even with that, I know that's something that wasn't a topic, but being a female rider, we can still be beautiful.
Absolutely.
Um, it's okay to be dressed up, but when you get off that bike, you still a woman at the end of the day.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we're gonna get some of your gear.
Awesome, awesome. I love it. I love it. So we're gonna start to wind down a little bit. Jessica, you have anything that you wanted to ask or talk about? Anything else? I hope I haven't neglected you.
No, you're good. I know she touched on what I was interested in, which was the all-female ride, because it was just kind of interesting to see over the years how it has progressed and what was your thinking behind it and what was the vision behind it. But you talked about that. That was my major question. And then the insurance, because I don't think a lot of people understand that having life insurance is very important. And you don't just have to have kids to have, because I don't have any kids, but I have several policies because
Mhm.
make sure that even if I go now with no kids, that my mom and my sisters be able to, bury me or cremate me, the way I want to be cremated. And then they're able also to, live their life how they want to be lived without having to worry about, okay, let me go set up a GoFundMe page. I just have never been a fan of those, never been a fan of those, especially for, when you're trying to bury somebody. No disrespect to anybody who does that.
Right, right.
That's you. But me personally, I want to make sure that my family's taken care of. And like you said, $20 a month, that's not, you spend that on gas, you spend that going out to eat, but $20 a month.
I spend that on a garlic crab tray. Ain't no way in the world. I better have some life insurance as much as I eat garlic crabs. Oh yeah, yeah,
Yes.
Fair enough.
yeah.
Well, ladies, it has been an absolute pleasure. One thing I do have for you, Tigger, what's your legacy? How do you want to be remembered?
Oh my cry. Oh, I want to be remembered as a world changer. Um, that's a touchy place. I want to
Mhm.
be remembered as someone that made the difference in somebody else's life. Um, I always talk about our days a number, and we don't know when we're gonna be called home. So I always ask people, what are you doing now while you have life? A lot of times people are scared to be different. They're scared to walk in their belief, worried about, association, how they're going to be viewed, and they're not cool no more. And even being Christian, I used to think that you had to do this way and do it this way. And now that I know it's okay, I could be cool and be a Christian. You know what I'm saying? I could still be me, but I had to learn that even with, being in church and being out here in this world, I can be me. And I
Mm-hmm.
don't have to worry about fitting in. I worry about opinions. I worry about what people like. As long as I have a good heart and my heart is about God's business, then opinions and thoughts fall to the wayside. And when we get to that place, we can live in freedom. So that's what I want to be remembered as. If I leave today, somebody can say, you know what, Tigger helped me. You know, through her struggles, her testimony, and her being genuine and transparent, she told the truth. Now, the truth may not always be liked, but the truth will change you. And I
Absolutely.
want to say one thing before we leave, because I never like to just speak about my event, because there's a culture that we live in. There's many rides, there's many women that are out here that's doing the same thing that I'm doing. So with that being said, you do have the Bessie ride, which will be going down next year in Miami, 305, out to them ladies, Kurz and her committee. You have Portia Teller, which is out of California, who deals with the Black Girls Ride. If you type that in Facebook, that group would come up. Also, you have a ride that's coming up Labor Day. That's where all the female rides putting together, and they're doing something there in St. Louis. And I want to say next year there'll be the ride in Tennessee. I want to make sure I don't say that wrong or right.
Hmm.
And North Carolina, there's a ride in North Carolina, B.U.D. So I just like to always shout out people because there's enough room out here for everybody,
Hmm.
and can't nobody take from any of us what God has already ordained us with. So it's
Absolutely.
okay to share other people events. It's okay to tell other people about other female rides, and let's just all be great. And the good thing about having multiple female rides in different states, everybody's not coming to Florida.
Yep.
Everybody's not coming to Cali. Everybody's not going to Miami. Everybody's not going to Carolina. So if we have different events for women, then women can pick and choose where we want to go. And we have to be respectful and polite about the calendar of the MC. When we're planning the events, I know you asked me about planning and doing the events.
Right.
You can't just pop up with a date in your head just because you wanted to do something. You have to respect the MC culture first. I do anyway. So
Right.
then I want to check what my area looking like. Who all hosting an events? Can we come together? Can we do it this day? And you didn't have to watch out for Thanksgiving, Christmas, Easter. You got all this stuff, but you don't want to step on toes. You always want to communicate and be welcoming to people. You know what I mean? So therefore, everybody can come together. So I salute every female out here that's trying to
Hmm.
plan a ride, that want to plan a ride, and we have to continue to be the leaders that we want to do on the scene and off the scene.
Mhm.
Absolutely.
Always being watched under the camera. When people don't
Mhm.
know it, we always being watched. First
Right.
time you do something wrong, oh, it's a huge thing. But when you
Yep.
doing things good, it's kind of real low key. But just
Yeah.
being on that fine line and just doing what we got to do as female bikers.
So is there any place that you normally go to find out about these events and what's going on into your local motorcycle community?
No, but my nose is everywhere. Um, I'm never nosy, but I'm always into bike stuff. Anything pertaining to bike, I want to know about it. If you got a ride, I ask that people share it on my page, share it
Hmm.
in the groups. I like to know about events because I like to move. If anything is going on in your area, I just always say post your flyers. You'll have a lot of people. I tell that too. I don't mind people posting flyers. Again, sometimes people don't post flyers. Just keep it real because they feel it's going to take away from their event. But at the end of the day, again, there's room out here for everybody. So we
Right.
just post all the flights we could get, then people can pick and choose where they want to go. So I'm in a lot of biker groups. I don't comment a lot in them. I go in, peek and read and come out. But I have a lot of people that send me flyers. So I try to post them. So that's kind of how I hear. And then it goes back to like being a PRO of a club and networking. I network a lot. So that's how I know what's going on. And if I can go, people know I support anybody and everybody as long as you're positive. I try to go and support, and I try to tell people that support the cause, not the person. We
Right.
got to get out of our feelings and get out of so worried about individuals and support the purpose. If you don't like somebody or whatever the issue is, that's you and her, but still support the vision because the vision is bigger than the person. But all that comes with growth and maturity as a woman. We got a lot of work to do, so as we continue to build, because we'll be building some things, hopefully we all can work on some things, and we're
Hmm.
going to continue to speak to the women so we could be the women that we need to be and be the world changes for us.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So thank you both for joining us this Sunday morning. And, some folks are going to be ready for church and everything, or live streaming, whatever they got to do. What's that?
What church open?
Hey, I will say that I have seen a couple as I was riding through, but I'm going to leave that alone, though.
I wonder whether they outside or inside.
I think it was inside, but I'm going to leave that alone. That was a little while ago. Oh. But even so, a lot of folks end up live streaming these days, right? So I know my church is doing live stream too. So they're getting ready to start in like maybe about half an hour or so. But even, I know, right? It's like 10:56 right now. But even so, thank you. I'm sorry. So say it again.
Please post your link too later.
Absolutely, absolutely. Thank you, ladies, for joining. And whether you're part of an MC, whether you ride solo, independent, whatever you do, just ride. Be comfortable. If you need to take the MSF courses, go ahead and do so. Get that practice in, get that seat time in, because nothing like actually just rolling in the rim whenever you want to. So take care, everyone. Ride safe.
Thank you.
Bye. Thank y'all for having me. Have a good day.
You too.